talk about today is just like where we are in our planning, what we're kind of looking forward to in our 2025 lineups, and how we are making those decisions. I think we've talked about before how both of us are trying to be a lot more mindful with our planner purchases, because me personally, I have realized in the past that sometimes I'll see a planner that somebody else is using well, and I'm like, "Oh, let me get that," and then I'll see another one like, "Oh, let me get that," and what I'll end up doing is just confusing myself, because I will have so many planners and so many ideas in my head and like really no way of executing it because I just have too many. Like, I really think the days of the majority of us in the planner community having like 8 planners in our lineup is over. Not to say there are not people out there who exist, no shade to y'all or anything. I just think that for the most part, the majority of the planner community is in a very different place where we don't need a planner for every single different part of our lives anymore. Because personally, I never found that to be very functional for me, even though I definitely tried it. So
yeah, same as well. I've definitely tried it, and now my latest hot take is that you probably can do everything you need to do in one planner.
yeah.
But that's my
Yeah.
hot take. But
I'm not mad at that.
yeah. Are you with me in the comments? I would love to hear your opinion on that. But
politely, please.
politely, yeah.
Keep it cutesy, keep it demure. Okay.
Very much so. But yeah, lately I have just been taking the time to really see where I am before I start to buy things. Cause like you said, I used to do the same thing of being like, oh, I love how they plan in this planner and go out and grab it and not necessarily looking at my life and if it fits in my life and what, I have plans and goals and so it ends up just sitting on the shelf. So I've really been taking the time before I even purchase things to see like what do I need, what's important to me, what do I want to track, and find the planner that fits into that.
Agreed. I totally agree. Yeah, and I think what I've been doing this year is really, I mean, I've been in one planner for most of this year. First, I was in the Hobonichi Cousin, and that was pretty much my everything. And then when it just wasn't really working for me anymore, with we've talked about, I don't like the weeks. I don't like that weeks part of it. It just doesn't work. So then using my half letter setup with cloth and paper inserts, that has just been my everything planner. And I've just really, the only thing I haven't been able to like memory plan or anything in there, but it was okay because I was kind of in a space in my life where I wasn't really worried about doing that anyway. And it was just it has been the perfect planner for me because I can be decorative when I want to be, or I can be extremely minimal and just highlight or whatever when I want. It's just been really, really functional for me. And then I slowly started moving into like junk journaling, which we talk more about on our bonus episode this month. And that has just been such a fun, like more creative outlet into where I was kind of missing the creativity in my half letter setup because it really isn't the space for that. I have some where else to do that and where I can memory keep and put the things that I love. And something I want to add into my lineup for next year, in addition to these two, is like more of like a formal journal where I can write things. So that's what I'm either going to use the A6 Hobonichi for, or I'm going to use the A5 Sterling ink for like journaling. And like I said, like it's not like I have different books for different parts of my life. Like one is not for work, one is not for home, one is not for habit tracking or whatever. It's more like one is totally functional for the most part, and I just kind of decorate as I want to. One is for memory keeping, and then one is for journaling. So these are just like totally different purposes. Is what I'm kind of finding might work better for me in my life. So I don't know. And then I like that this system is something that if something doesn't work or if I just find myself not keeping up with something, then that's okay. That doesn't mean I'm throwing my whole lineup away,
Right. Yeah. 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 I think we just, once you get past like the excitement of planning, I think that's kind of where we are. Like we still love it, obviously. The whole podcast about it.
Right.
But I think we're out of the phase of just like having that excitement for just buying things. So I think that was a part of it too. At least for me, definitely with just getting something new and unboxing it and even sharing that. But Now I truly see planners as a tool
Yes. Yep.
instead of just, something to just collect and do. And there's nothing wrong with that, but
Mhm.
where I am right now is seeing it as a tool, so therefore I pick what planner I want
Mhm.
as a tool. So like I wouldn't buy a screwdriver if I need to nail something into a wall type
Right.
thing.
Right. Right. Right.
And back in the day I was buying hella screwdrivers.
That's a good analogy. I like that. That's very
Yeah.
true. Mhm.
Yeah, cuz I think, I mean, obviously, we all have different passions, and it's okay to just buy a planner because you think it's cute and you want to play around with it. Like,
Mhm.
that's a purpose too. But I think over the years, it seems like as a community, we kind of gotten away with planning being a tool
Yes.
and maybe seeing it as something that's going to change our whole entire life. Which, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm sure there's like marketing behind that, of course, because people want you to buy their stuff. But we've really
Mhm.
gotten away with the initial purpose of a planner was to organize your life,
Right.
set your goals, as a tool instead of just something that as soon as you purchase it, your life is going to change and it's going to be so much better.
Yeah. That's a
You
good
got to put the
point.
work into it as well.
Yeah, that's so true. And sometimes I think, especially since being in the planner community and seeing how, decorative and extra planning can be. And even though
Mm-hmm.
like I love that part of it, to me, that was like a lot of pressure. So now that I
Mm-hmm.
have kind of taken the decorative aspect away from my functional planner, I'm still planning even when I don't care or feel like being decorative or adding any stickers into my planner. And that has been huge for me because in the past, if I didn't feel like doing a spread, I wasn't using my planner all week. It just wasn't getting
Yeah,
used. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And then it would start to build because like oh, do I need to go back and back plan? Because I hate leaving these pages empty. I don't want empty pages in my planner. Like I was just so in my head that it would literally freeze me and it would literally just stop
Mm-hmm.
me from planning. So it was really important to me, which I didn't even realize until I did it. It was really important to me to be able to have a planner that was just totally functional. And like I said, if I feel like decorating it, cool. If it doesn't get decorated, it doesn't get decorated. But then I also have another creative outlet that I can do all the things to, and it doesn't have to be in my main planner. I don't feel the pressure for it to be in my main planner anymore. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like planning is such a journey, and I think we all go through the phase of like minimalism, maximalism, doing everything that you see other people doing
Mm-hmm.
before you kind of figure out like what really works for you. And like you said, like it's okay to be inspired by other people, but you don't want to let that throw you off and totally distract you from everything that works from you. And that's another thing why like it's not functional for me to buy a bunch of planners anymore because it's just going to mess me up. It's just going to confuse me. I did buy Hope and Each Weeks because they're just so cute and I feel like I had to, but it's not taking away anything from it. Maybe it'll work. Maybe I'll use it as an on the go, but then I don't have to. I just taking the pressure away for myself has been really, really huge for my
Yeah.
planning.
And again, it's okay to just buy a planner because you think it's cute. Like,
It
that's
is.
fine too. I
Yep.
think it's balance with everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes where you go way onto the deep end of just buying stuff just to buy it because you think it's
Mm-hmm.
cute. A balance. So maybe
A
you do that
balance.
once or twice, but buying
Mm-hmm.
10 planners because you think it's cute might be a little bit too much.
Excessive. It might be
Yeah.
excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out the balance for you. And I think if we take a step in reminding ourselves that these are tools,
Mm-hmm.
we can figure out exactly what we need.
Agreed. Agreed. I
Yeah.
feel like we, by not just us, but like the whole planning community, like we just have come such a long way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like most people are kind of figuring out it takes a while. Like if you're new
Mm-hmm.
to planning, like don't think that you're gonna figure it out overnight. And it's really easy to get very like distracted or just convincing yourself that just because something works for somebody else is absolutely gonna work for you. And then being super disappointed when you've invested all this time and all this money into a system that absolutely does not work for
Mm-hmm.
you. And I think, where do you think that people should start? Like whether they're like just now coming into planning or if they are looking just to restart, if like nothing's working for them and they want to just throw everything out and just start over, like where do you think people should start or how do you think they should start?
Honestly, if you don't know, I think you should start digitally.
Okay,
That's
hot
my hot
take.
take.
Okay, give it to us. Give it to us.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Notion, but I highly recommend Notion. I think
Mm-hmm.
it can be a blank slate if you thrive off of having that, you know, clear thing and I can create whatever I want. Or you
Mm-hmm.
have the option of having templates to where you can have a base
Mm-hmm.
and organize it to where you want, and it's low cost.
Mm.
Um
That's huge.
so
Yeah.
that's my thing too. And even with like if you buy a digital planner, I'm not too big on those, but
Mm-hmm.
it's low cost and you have the ability to kind of play around with it like immediately versus
Mm-hmm.
getting some kind of planner. So if you want to go paper planner route, I'm a recommender. Although, if you listen to this show, you know I have some problems with her, but
Mm-hmm.
Miss Girl is low cost, so I would recommend a happy planner if you do
Mm-hmm.
need something physical,
Mm-hmm.
because you can easily with a coupon cop one 15-20 bucks
Mm-hmm.
and play around, figure out what you need before you go down the full rabbit hole of like buying everything.
See, and I think if you want to start with the physical planner, because I think that's where I would personally start. I think I would go pick up a planner like at Target or something, like one of like a day designer or something else like that, and then just kind of start from there. Because the only reason why I would say people shouldn't start with Happy Planner, because I feel like once you start with Happy Planner, you have no choice but to go down the rabbit hole. It's just so much. It's so
Mm.
much. All the sticker books and
Don't
different
look up any
planners,
content
and
from Happy
that's the
Planner.
thing. You got to
That's
be
the
careful.
downfall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
so true.
I see Happy Planner now as that day designer, as that random planner in
You're right.
Target.
That makes sense.
Um, the issue comes in when you start searching up Happy Planner
Yes.
stuff. So
Yes.
don't, if you do Happy Planner, don't look up
Don't look
the
it up.
content because it is a slippery slope, and they know it. We know it.
That's
We've been
true.
down there. Don't look up the stuff. Just actually use the
Mm-hmm.
planner. If you fear that you will start looking up stuff, get
Mm-hmm.
something random
Yeah, for
at
sure.
Target. Yeah,
For
but
sure.
yeah, that's how I, because it's so like, don't go over $15.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
15. I'd say 20 with inflation.
Fair. Depending on where
Okay.
you live. Yeah.
There
Yeah,
we
depending on
go.
where you live. But yeah, 15-20 range. Definitely don't exceed
Don't
$20.
invest a lot until
Yeah.
you start to kind of figure out like what you want to do and what you kind of like. And like I said, it's not gonna happen overnight. It takes some time. I mean, this has been, 5, 6 years in the making, and I really feel like this is, this past like year or so is the first time I've truly known what I like and what I want, and I'm not just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. But that could also change. You just never know when it could change or whatever. But also, I've been enjoying spending my money on other things outside of planner stuff. So that
That's
has
true too.
definitely helped me reel myself in, because I'm like, oh, I do have money for this new bag or this new perfume or this makeup, because I'm not spending all of it on, on planner stuff anymore. It's nice.
Money can go elsewhere. It has
Mm-hmm.
been.
And has been. Mm-hmm.
So we
It
not
definitely
saying
has
like just
been.
hoard your money. There's other
Mm-hmm.
things you can enjoy
Yeah,
too.
we not big savers over here. We are
Mm-mm.
definitely in the spending category, but that's okay. That's
Within
okay.
budget,
Exactly, within reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
But
yeah,
yeah, I
planning
think
is
that's a
so
really good
fun.
start. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Planning is so fun when it's not overwhelming, and yeah, like you said, like going down the rabbit holes on YouTube and stuff. It just really it can get you overwhelmed, and we don't want that
Yeah.
because
And
you
that's with
know.
anything. You got to have some balance because it's
Mm-hmm.
nice to get the inspo. But once you start going and rolling downhill, then you
Mm-hmm.
got 5011 sticker books, 12 planners,
Mm-hmm.
and a lineup with 9 in it.
Exactly.
Is really easy to get there.
Very, very easy.